I'm heartbroken. I'm heartbroken. I'm upset, and I'm on the verge of tears, man. And stop DMing me. Yes, that was me who fell to my knees in Walmart. I know people are like, yo, Kenny, was that you who fell to his knees? Yeah, that was me. Man, Belal Muhammad is out of UFC 310, so we're not going to be able to see Belal defend his title this year. Was Belal going to defeat Shavkat Rakhmonov? Yes, he was. I was so ready for my comeback to the video after Belal beat Shavkat Rakhmonov. I had the whole play set out, and then Belal has gotten sick. He looks bad. He's not in great shape. It's like a bone infection. It's affecting like his swelling in his feet, his arms. I feel bad for Belal. He doesn't look the best. Prayers out to Belal. I hope a speedy recovery, and I hope he's back by sometime next year, maybe before Ramadan or after. I just hope he gets the proper treatment that he needs. It's always upsetting seeing sickness be the reasons that like we don't get to see these fights. Now, a replacement will be happening. There will be a replacement fight. As far as the UFC is concerned, they are actively looking out for replacements. Now, you guys are probably scrolling through Twitter, scrolling through your Instagram, and you're seeing a lot of things about Pereira and Ankalaev. Yes, the UFC has reached out to Pereira for a matchup with Ankalaev. And how do I feel about this fight? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, bro. It should not be Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. And there's so many reasons behind this. I know everyone's like, yeah, dude, Alex Pereira saved the day. First off, he saves the day by this fight of the year for sure. But there's too much things going on here. And I understand how the UFC works. There's too much moving parts to a point where I'm not going to respect this fight. And let me explain why. Say for whatever reason, Alex Pereira takes the fight, short notice, whatever. Goes in there, gets mollywopped by Ankalaev, who also took it on short notice. The excuses will rain down. Oh, man, dude, I don't know, dude. Like, Pereira didn't look as cowabunga as usual, dude. Something was off about him, dude. Something was off about him. I don't want that to happen. I think they should have a separate day. And not only just Pereira, but Ankalaev, bro. He just fought Rakic. I know he beat him pretty comfortably, but he was taking a lot of leg kicks in that fight. Like, I'm sure he's going to need to rest his legs a little bit, ice up. You know what I'm saying? Not come back in a month time and, like, fight against Pereira, who's going to throw leg kicks as well. So, it's a mix of both. Like, first of all, Ankalaev just had a grueling camp, like a whole camp. The camp's always harder than the fight. Fighters always preface that. The camp's the hardest part. The fighting's the fun part. That camp where you have to go through injuries. Like, Ankalaev had staff in that camp, you know. And then he ended up fighting regardless. And, you know, he has so much things to recover from as well. Doesn't make sense to rush a fight at this importance. Like, I know, like, a lot of casual fans like, yeah, dude, book it, dude. It makes sense, dude. Both guys are ready, but they hate each other. But, like, why would we book it when they're both on short notice? They're both not prepared. And one just fought, like, last week. Last weekend, one just fought. And he needs time to recover. And the other guy didn't fight too long ago. And Pereira also said he needs a little bit of time off after that fight. So let Pereira get his well-earned time off. He actually went to war with Khalil, you know, and let Ankalaev get his time off. It doesn't make sense to rush this fight. I don't know. I understand, like, as fans, we just, oh, yeah, let's see it. We want to see it. But that doesn't in turn mean we should rush important fights that have, like, big stakes behind it. If Pereira loses, the whole UFC is going to start crying, and they're going to blame it on the short notice, you know. And vice versa, if Ankalaev loses, I know that Dagestani fans and all the people who like Ankalaev are probably going to blame, oh, because he just fought Rakic. So don't make a fight where there's so much excuses that could be made after the fact. Make that fight when the time's right. Now you're probably like, so Kenny, what other fight is there, bro? There's an obvious answer to this, and it's Kamaru Usman. And I know a lot of people are going to have mixed emotions about Kamaru Usman. Yeah, dude, but Kamaru's running a 3-fight losing streak. First of all, like I always said, give context to Usman's losing streak is not that bad. Yes, he got knocked out by Leon Edwards after destroying him from start to finish. That sucks. And then the rematch was so controversial. Like, it should have been a draw. And not only that, like, I know people like to make a big fuss about Hamza beat him. That Hamza loss is aging perfectly right now. It makes the most sense, bro. The Hamza loss is aging perfectly to a point where, like, going the distance with Hamza is almost going to get applauded now. That's literally how it's looking right now. Usman just fought Hamza. I don't see why Usman wouldn't have an opportunity to fight. And I don't know if you guys remember, but Shavkat wasn't even guaranteed his title shot. After Belal smoked Leon, there was a big fuss about, should it be Belal versus Usman? Should it be Shavkat versus Belal? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a big fuss about who's Belal's next opponent. Belal even said at a point, like, why not Shavkat and Usman? Shavkat and Usman both suck. They should fight each other. I think they both suck. And looking back at what Belal said there, it makes sense now. Like, I'm looking at the fight. I was like, they should have fought. Like, why not for the Belal? And I was like, oh, Belal's just ducking. He just wants to take some time off. Whatever. So Belal took the fight, but now he's injured. So why not go to the Usman versus Shavkat for the interim belt? Yes. Yes. Bro, Usman's champ again, chat. If this goes through, I know Usman's champ. And I don't know, man. Like, Nigerian flag aside, bro, like, I'm going to be happy to see, because I know Usman would give Shavkat work, so I really want that fight to happen. Now, people are probably going to be like, but bro, Usman, like, is Leon's son now, dude. Leon should get it. The way Leon looked against Belal in the last fight that doesn't prompt you to be back in the title picture. If I'm Leon Edwards, I'm trying to take a fight with like Ian Gary or something, or JDM, something of that sort, you know what I'm saying? You know, MVP's talking about going up and fighting Shower, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's at that point where Usman was almost about to get this title shot against Belal. It was literally going to be Usman versus Belal. And then Belal said, I think people are going to make excuses. They're going to make excuses if I beat Usman because Usman's on a 3-fight skid. Shavkat sucks. But if I beat Shavkat, he's undefeated. He's scary. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason Belal took Shavkat. He actually was thinking of taking Usman. But now that you're out, dog, it makes sense. And listen, if I'm Belal, I'm probably going to be annoyed at the interim title fight. But it makes sense. Like, we know Belal's still undisputed. But Usman versus Shavkat, the interim title fight, unlike it's not going to be a John Jones Aspinall situation where Belal is going to see the interim champ like, I'm not fighting them. This should have happened before Belal even like took the fight with Shavkat. It should have always been Usman versus Shavkat. And this is going to show a lot for both fighters. One, it's going to break I think it's going to break the narrative that Usman's washed. Yeah, dude, Usman just got destroyed by Hamza. No, he didn't. He won the last 2 rounds, in my opinion, but I'm not even going to cry over spilled milk. Cool, he lost to Hamza. Let's see how he does against Shavkat Rakhmonov. In a 5-round fight, keep in mind. Shavkat, like similar to like Hamza in a sense, Shavkat goes in there, tries to break your will, but he does it in the first 3 rounds, whether it's by submission, striking, something like that. Now, Usman is the same way as Shavkat. He tries to break his opponent's will, but over the course of 5 rounds. Usman and Belal fight very similar. Like, honestly said Belal was going to beat Shavkat pretty comfortably. Now I'm looking at Usman, who has a very similar style. The only difference is I'll say Usman might have a little bit better boxing than Belal and with more power. Definitely more power. So, and then this guy Shavkat was getting his head like ping-ponged by fucking Jeff Neal. Now I'm saying, like, bro, I seen Jorge Masvidal take some punches by Usman. That shit I didn't look too good. And Jorge has a great chin. So, oh my God, like, I'm telling you right now, I know how the fight would go between Usman and Shavkat, so I want it to happen. And it makes sense. They could unify the belt sometime after Ramadan, maybe. You know, I don't know. Or right before Ramadan and maybe March. I don't know what they want to do. But I feel like as of right now, the Pereira versus Ankalaev, it just feels like too forced. And like, why would we want people to make excuses? But the Usman versus Shavkat fight, it actually makes sense. And it's going to, and listen, if Shavkat goes in there and whoops Usman, I think that shows one or two things. The first thing it shows is that Shavkat is definitely deserving for the title. Because beating Wonderboy and getting a title shot, I feel like a lot of people are looking at like that. Like, Wonderboy is good, but is Wonderboy title shot worthy? Like, does that mean Buckley should get a title shot? You know what I'm saying? I don't think, no offense to Wonderboy too. He's a great striker for who he is as for a 42-year-old karate teacher. But do I think that prompts you a title shot? No. Does beating Kamaru Usman, one of the welterweight GOATs, prompt you for a title shot? Absolutely. And if Shavkat Rakhmonov can go in there and beat Usman, he's going to show me one or two things. He deserves the title shot. And then the second thing will show me Usman might be a little bit out of his depth. And I don't want to like make it seem like if he loses to Shavkat, losing to Shavkat's horrible. But I do feel like Usman stylistically matches up well with someone who's just going to try to come forward and not work him. The last person who tried to come forward with like high volume and strikes and like even with some wrestling was Kobe Covington. Prime Kobe, by the way. And he did some good work in Usman the first couple rounds, but over time Usman just overwhelmed him, eventually TKO'd him in that first fight. So Shavkat, I like the way he fights. It's just perfect for a style like Kamaru Usman. So if Shavkat could actually beat Usman, it shows me Shavkat's legit. And if Usman beats Shavkat, like, that shows me he's right back in the Listen, I know people can say, I've said this before, Usman would beat Leon Edwards. If they fought 100 times, Leon Edwards only won 2. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not saying it's lucky. I'm just saying stylistically, Usman matches up perfectly with him. He showed it in the first fight when he destroyed Leon. The second fight, he was showing it to the head kick. The third fight, he was just a little bit hesitant because he got knocked out for the first time in his life. When you get knocked out, you're going to come back hesitant. But Usman, I know, despite his age, oh, dude, he's 37, dude. He can't be 37 the champion. Tell that to fucking Alex Pereira, dog. With his crooked hairline and shit. Like, don't play with me, bro. Don't try to gaslight me like 37 is that age where everyone sucks. That's not true. And I can't wait till Usman shows it. If I'm Usman and I don't take this opportunity, that just that shows me that he just doesn't have the drive. I know it's risky. I know it's short notice. Is it 10 days notice against someone like Hamza? No. So I've seen how Usman looks on short notice. This might be shorter notice. You know, Shavkat's been getting ready for a fight style with Belal. And honestly, the adjustment for Shavkat is not going to be hard. So this is not going to count for a short notice fight on Shavkat. Because Shavkat, it was training for Belal, someone with good pace, good pressure, good endurance, great wrestling, and can strike. Look at Usman. He's all those things, but you can maybe argue he's a little bit better of a striker. Shavkat's not going to really adjust much. Shavkat did drop a tweet saying he hopes Belal recovers, but he's ready for the interim title fight against whoever. So that means Shavkat wants to stay on the card. So even this whole bogus shit with Pereira and Ankalaev, like, Shavkat is not leaving this card. He wants to stay. He's here on that card to stay. So that being said, I feel like we need a replacement, and we're not going to get Leon for a rematch. We're not going to put Leon back in the title picture for the way Belal did him. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Covington, like, bro, he's not fucking fighting. He got embarrassed by Leon, so that wouldn't make sense. Like, it can't be JDM, can't be Ian Gary, can't be these up-and-comers. It's only Kamaru Usman. You could cry that he's getting a title fight off a 3-fight skid, but when you look at the people he lost to, especially his last person he lost to in Hamza Chimaev, and the way the first Leon loss went, and the way the second Leon loss went, you're going to realize this is the most controversial 3-fight skid in UFC history. People arguably say that Usman won 2 and 3 against Hamza. They arguably say the third fight against Leon was a draw. Second fight, Usman was destroying him. So you could cry about the 3-fight skid and kind of try to gaslight people like, dude, he got destroyed in all these fights. He didn't get destroyed. Just watch the fight, watch the footage, and you're gonna realize this title shot makes sense. I'm happy because I feel like Kamaru Usman's gonna have a belt. Even if it's not undisputed, he has a fucking belt. Nigeria has a belt. Woo! Shama. Alright, I don't even know why I'm emoting. But anyways, my point is Usman vs. Shavkat is the fight to make. No other fight to make. So Kamaru Usman will be champion by the end of 2024. That's it for me, bro. Let me know what y'all think, bro. I don't know if y'all still want the Ankalaev Pereira fight. Just doesn't make sense to me. Let me know what you think down below. That's it for me, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.